Greetings everyone, this is David, the Real Med White. Today I want to talk about heresy and what it means to be a heretic, what it means not to be a heretic, how to not be a heretic. So let's just dive in instantly and talk about the root of the word heresy. What does heresy even mean? Well, it comes from the Greek heresis and it means taking or choosing, right? Taking or choosing. Now that's kind of a different definition that we're used to in our minds. What does taking or choosing mean? And the way I will explain it in my own terms is adopting orthodoxy without embracing it. That will be one of the versions, ways of explaining it at least. So what does it mean to adopt orthodoxy without embracing it? Well, the best example I think will be someone like David Bentley Hart, David Baldhead. So David Baldhead, Mr. Baldhead believes that universalism is the teaching of the church. And when you point out that the church actually rejects universalism and even condemns people teaching universalism, what does he say? Well, he makes up reasons and does some mental gymnastics, becomes a mental Olympiad, and tries to defend his viewpoint. That is how a heretic operates. He's picking and choosing, right? He's picking something and he sees that it's not actually a teaching of the church, but he's still picking and choosing because he thinks he's right. And so when we think of heresy, it's actually ultimately a sin of pride and arrogance. Because how is it arrogant? How is it prideful? It's arrogant and prideful because you're thinking that you are right and the church is actually wrong. The church is outdated about this. I know what the real teaching actually is, and the churches, they're wrong. They don't get it. And so to have this sort of a viewpoint, you have to be arrogant. And this is a kind of a trap that I think a lot of newcomers fall into. A lot of newcomers carry philosophical and moral baggage, and they don't want to abandon it. They don't want to drop it. I used to, for example, believe that I'm gonna be a single father and have surrogate children, so I'm gonna have full custody and not gonna have a mother. And I used to be pretty strong in this belief. And you know, you might think I'm kidding, but I'm actually pretty serious. I used to think this way, and then someone brought it to my attention that the church actually condemns this. And when I took a look at it, did I say, oh, the church, you know, that was for a different time. We're in different times today. And so there are different conditions. Women were not like that before. So until, you know, an update regarding that comes up, I'm not going to change my view. No. I just instantly said, oh, I guess I'm wrong. And I guess the church is right. So I'm dropping this belief. And I'm not talking about this to humble brag. I'm saying you should be like this, right? You should be like this. And I mentioned in my catechumen, 3 tips for catechumens video, that it's hard to drop philosophical baggage, but as long as you want to drop it, and over time you decide to drop those philosophical moral baggages, you should be fine. And I see this attitude of not wanting to drop their baggage in a lot of places like Reddit. People on Reddit, they don't want to drop their moral philosophical baggage, their theological baggage. They hate doing that, so they want to keep that, but they want to still be orthodox, right? That is the attitude of a heretic, unfortunately. So a lot of people miss out on what being a heretic also means. Is it if you're wrong on something theological, does that mean you're a heretic? No, your average Roman Catholic or Protestant or whatever grandpa, they're not heretics. Just because they're in the wrong church doesn't mean they're instantly heretics, right? So as I've explained before, it's a sin of pride and arrogance. It's knowing the truth and still rejecting it. That's what being a heretic is all about. It's about knowing that something is wrong and choosing to embrace and adopt it anyway. And again, we see this attitude both inside and outside orthodoxy. And finally, I would like to say that people use the word heretic a lot, and we shouldn't take this charge lightly. We shouldn't call anyone we see instantly a heretic. We shouldn't do that instantly. At times, you know, sometimes there's particular nuances in that person's beliefs, And so we can give a couple minutes of our time and talk about and be sure that he's a heretic. As St. Paul says, admonish a heretic after the first and second warning. So there should be that first and second warning. And we need to keep all of this in mind and not be heretics. Thank you all for watching. God bless all of you. See you in the next video.